Good morning, students. I am Manikant Mishra, Modern English School, New Area. So yesterday we were talking about the reactivity series of metals. Now, why do we construct or why do we study about the reactivity series of metal? My dear student, it gives a lot of information like which metal can displace to which metal from their salt solution, like which metal is the most reactive metal, which metal is the least reactive metal. Like a potassium is at the top of the reactivity series, so potassium is considered as most reactive metal, whereas platinum is at the bottom of the reactivity series, so platinum is least reactive metal. So one of the information that we can find out with the help of reactivity series, the reactivity of metal. Second, the metals which are higher in the reactivity series can displace the metal from its salt solution of its lower metal. As for example, like a sodium is as compared to aluminium. So sodium can displace aluminium from its aluminium salt solution. So it predicts that how the displacement reaction whether will take place or not. Like if you put this in a sodium salt solution and you put the aluminium metal, there will be no displacement reaction, because as we know that aluminium is below with respect to sodium. So the aluminium cannot displace sodium. Now, one of the important information that being a hydrogen a non-metal, yet it has been placed in the reactivity stage, because as you know that usually hydrogen has also tendency to lose electron and forms positive ion. Hydrogen has a tendency to lose electron and forms a positive ion. That's why it has also placed in the reactivity series of metal. And it also acts as a reference element also. Like the metals which are above the hydrogen are more reactive than hydrogen. It means they lose electron more readily with compared to hydrogen. That's why the metals which are higher above the hydrogen can displace those metal displaces a hydrogen from their compound, like acid, dilute acid, or from water. That's why those metal which are higher up in the above than the hydrogen react with water, displace hydrogen in the form of a hydrogen gas. Metals which are below the hydrogen are less readily loses electron. That's why those metals like a copper, silver, gold, platinum, copper, silver, gold, platinum do not react with water, because they are less reactive than hydrogen. They are less readily loses electron as compared to hydrogen. This is the objective of the constructing or forming or studying about the reactivity series of metal, my dear students. Now let us come to the chemical properties of non-metal. My dear student, once again I would like to remind you, when we say reactivity of non-metal, it means a tendency of losing electron, because non-metal has generally 4 electron, 5 electrons, 6 electron and 7 electron in their outermost shell. Non-metals have generally in their valence shell 4 electron, 5 electron, 6 electron and 7 electron. So they prefer to gain electron in order to acquire nearest noble gas configuration. Like a fluorine has electronic configuration 27 because its atomic number is 9. So electronic configuration is 27. So fluorine prefer to gain 1 electron and acquire the nearest noble gas configuration, that is of neon 28. So when fluorine acquired 1 electron, fluorine becomes fluoride ion F minus. So similarly, all other non-metal has a tendency to gain electron and forms negative ion or electronegative character. So, my dear student, yesterday we have talked the size of atom. Once again, the reactivity of non-metal also depends on the size of atom. But here, the size, if the atom has a smaller size, the non-metal which has a smaller size will be more reactive as compared to the non-metal which has a higher reactivity. Like a fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. So fluorine is a smallest size in its group. So fluorine is most reactive. Fluorine is the most reactive. So similarly, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Oxygen is the smallest. So oxygen in its group, oxygen is the most reactive non-metal in its 16th group. I am talking about each group. So overall, what I am trying to make you understand, that reactivity of non-metal depends on size of atom. Smaller the size, more is the reactivity. Smaller the size, more is the reactivity. Please keep it in mind. This is a very, very, very important information for you.